Aside from his physical paralysis, the paralyzed man had other ailments that either caused, contributed, or prolonged his paralysis. When Jesus asked him, "Do you want to become well?" he said, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." It seems the ailment of this man came from his perspective, from his perceptions, from the impression of the views he formed about himself, or he formed to himself. "I have no one to help me into the pool," he said. He believed that his healing had to come through external help. He believed his healing depended on other people. He believed his healing was in the pool, some external place, somewhere outside of himself. He said, "I have no one." He perceived himself to be neglected, unnoticed, maybe deserted and left alone. He perceived himself to be without help, or maybe unworthy of help. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me. He thought, or he perceived, others as competitors, and or others were the root cause of his problem. The paralyzed man of the pool had completely forgotten about the inner power, the divine power that God has planted in each human soul that brings healing. The paralyzed man spent 38 years dwelling upon, contemplating, thinking his weaknesses, lamenting his sickness. 38 years waiting on a solution to come from outside. 38 years for a solution to come from elsewhere. 38 years not looking inwardly, not discovering or examining his inner divine strength. 38 years not knowing that the healing was already inside. 38 years, instead of being inspired by his struggles, instead of making his pain as an energy or incentive to find healing, he stayed waiting for an outside solution. The paralyzed man prolonged his sickness, spent a long time feeding off his perceptions that he was victim of conditions and circumstances. 38 years of pain, guilt, remorse, the inability to forgive himself, or maybe not being willing to forgive himself, the remembrance or the contemplation of wrongdoings can be toxic. It can be debilitating when and if it is faced without God's help. The same energy, the same negative, debilitating energy or weakness, our brokenness, are, on the other hand, very powerful elements that can draw God near to us, can make God rush so fast to our side to help us and to bring healing. It is the Sabbath that people said to him, "It is not lawful for you to carry your pallet." Our fellow men do not feel our pain. Nobody feels the true pain of others except Jesus Christ. Many times or often, our pain can become an expelling element to distance others from us. However, with God, as we saw in this miracle that Jesus performed, with God, the stronger our pain, the more we cry out for God's help, the faster God rushes to our side to bring us healing. Our God is God of love. Our God is love. He is greatly moved. He is greatly touched by our pain, and He pours upon us His compassion and bring us healing as long as we call upon Him from the depth of our souls. Christos Anesti.